What's up, you guys? I just want to do a little bit of some real talk here. I'm just out here, just chilling. And I don't know, just one of the things that's been on my mind is just thinking about how, I get a lot of emails pretty much almost every day where people are like asking me for help, or, they're complaining about God, or some of them are like even angry with God. I'm saying some of them are really like even bitter, asking me what they should do because they were raised in religion. And I think even one of them was even telling me about, like, they even think that God gave their child like a particular disease. And I just want to hear stuff like that. I just want to ask you guys, like, if you're one of those types of people who feel that way towards God, where you're just kind of bitter and angry towards him or her or whatever, then why do you believe in God then? Then what's even the point, especially if it seems like God's ruining your life, making your life even worse. So, I guess my advice would be just stop believing in God then. If you want to be an atheist, that's fine, man. To each his own. In fact, I was at an engagement just I think it was a couple of weeks ago, and then one of the speakers comes up to me and tells me that they actually met somebody who actually listened to a lot of my videos, and they actually ended up becoming an atheist. Honestly, when I heard that, it didn't really bother me too much because, I don't even know how that person is, but in reality, this is for me, okay? Like, I'd rather have you be a nice and loving atheist instead of you being like some sort of religious or some sort of Christian kind of jerk. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm not even an atheist though, and a lot of people think that I am. Atheism's not the only game in town, is the only alternative. If you don't want to believe in an angry God who gives you diseases or punishes you or sends you to hell just because you don't love him back or whatever, that kind of version of God, I don't buy that. And I don't think you should either. Is this version of God that you've inherited the kind of God that you'd want to believe in the first place? Or is this version of God just pretty much a God that you tried believing for a long time because you're told to believe that God is a certain way? And that's been a struggle for a lot of people. I know that's been a struggle for me because, I know there are times where, like, I'm being told of, like, this is the way God is. And then so I'd have this big tension, this disconnect between my head and my heart. Saying God is supposedly like this is what I'm taught. And then in my heart, I'm like, nah, that just doesn't seem right. You know what I'm saying? And so for most of my life, I was like that. And then I started listening more to my heart. One of the things that I kind of realized and noticed is that, God, whatever kind of God that you believe in, God tends to kind of look like us. And it kind of works both ways. So it's like, if you're an angry, judgmental type, God's kind of like that too, and it kind of works the other way around. So if you believe in a God who's like tribal or violent or judgmental or very narrow-minded or whatever, the way it works is that you kind of end up becoming that kind of person too, just like your God. And so the crazy thing is, if you start believing in a type of God who I believe is not a very good and loving God, you could almost justify anything because God has your back, So if God hates a certain group of people, then it's all good for you to hate them too. Or if God hates homosexuals, then, then you're justified to do whatever you want or whatever. So that's where I find it very problematic, which is why it is important of how you actually view God. And just to be straight up, if you're having all these problems with this kind of God that you're believing in, and, he ends up becoming this God that you don't even really like, then just stop believing in that kind of God and just start learning to, just let it go. You got to start looking from within and start figuring stuff out for yourself and discovering, what do you really believe? You see, my thing is like, we're all on this journey. We're all trying to figure things out. Some say there is a God, there's no God or whatever. But for those who do believe in God or want to believe in some sort of God or some sort of, divine intelligence or whatever you want to call it, or universe or energy, my hope is that, whatever God that you believe in, I'm just hoping that your God and your understanding of God is going to help make this world a better place. I'm going to keep pumping these vlogs out more often than before. What you can do is just to kind of also encourage me to is just also subscribe to my channel. You can go to my website, joshtongol.com. Don't forget to share and like this. Share it with your friends. Alrighty, guys, I'm out. Peace.